Home prices in Miami have crashed, specifically condos in Sunny Isles Beach and Miami Brickell area. The condo market in Miami is collapsing. High insurance costs, condo special assessments, high living costs, troubles with financing, and high inventory paired with low demand are all crucial factors. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive right into today's topic. Before I explain this whole entire situation to you guys, I'm going to give you guys some crucial information. According to data provided by the Florida Realtors Association, inventory of condos and townhomes across the state increased 65% in the third quarter of 2024 compared to last year. And the closed sales in the second quarter of 2024 also slumped 12.3%, which is also indicating a sign of weakening demand. Not only that, but the median sale price was actually down 2% year over year. All this information does not sound very good for the condo area and the whole entire housing market in Miami and also Florida in general, because as you guys probably know, what is happening in Florida in terms of the housing market is not looking very well. We all know in 2020, 2021, the entire housing market in the entire country has gone up, especially in Florida. A lot of people have moved to Florida, and therefore Florida became a very desirable place, and a lot of people wanted to go there. They were really paying high prices for homes back in the time, but that is all now coming down. And especially in Miami, it is getting really bad with the condos. So I'm going to explain everything to you guys. It's very important. I want you guys to stick around to the very end to not miss out. So if you guys don't know already, in 2021, there was a catastrophic collapse of the Champlain Towers condominium building in Surfside. This catastrophic event actually killed around 98 people. And because of this, Florida lawmakers actually introduced a new law for 2024, which is now destroying the condo market in Miami. Florida's new condo law requires some condominium buildings of a certain age to undergo rigid inspections before January 1st of 2025, which is just around the corner. Many condo owners have received 4 to 5 figure special assessments that they now need to pay in order to fix their building, because after the building underwent some inspections, it turned out that the building actually needs work in order to make sure everything is structurally okay. And because of this, a lot of people are now not able to afford those special assessments because they're very expensive. This has particularly been affected to owners of buildings that are 25 years or older. However, I read and also watched videos of how a building in Brickell, Miami, that was only 16 years old, had to undergo these inspections, and after the inspection they actually assessed $21 million in damages, which turned out to be around $40,000 for each owner that they had to pay. And if you think about it, 16 years for a building is not a lot. And for those people that are living in those high rises in Brickell, Miami, maybe it's not about whether they can afford it or not, because if they can afford a condo for around $1 million or more, they can probably also afford the assessment of $40,000. However, it doesn't mean that's not a lot of money. That's still a lot of money. And personally, I know that I wouldn't want to pay that kind of money in order to fix some, structural damage. And in most cases, it's not even damage. It's just things that need to be improved in the building to make sure that a similar incident like in 2021 with the Surfside building does not happen. So in most cases, it's not even about renewing the lobby area to make it look nicer, to make a nicer garage, or to improve the pool deck. But most cases, it's just to, fix maybe some structural damage, or just to make sure, certain things are repaired in order for the building to be structurally okay. But for buildings which are built in 1970s, 1980s, which there's a lot of buildings over there in Miami, especially Sunny Isles Beach, it's a little bit of an older area. There's a lot more older buildings there. They're getting hit with big assessments as well, because obviously those are much older buildings, and that's why in the first place the incident in 2021 happened. It was an old building and it was also not properly inspected, and therefore we had this big incident. So with those kind of older buildings, that's what has to happen, and it's most common for those. But I mean, check out some of these prices. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So cheap, seriously. I can't believe how cheap they are. I remember about looking in condos in Sunny Isles Beach around 1 or 2 years ago, and they were over $400,000, maybe $350,000 for a little bit older buildings like some of these ones that I am showing you guys right now. But now you can pick one up really easily for $250,000 or less. Most of them are actually under $300,000, the older ones. I mean, some regular condo buildings around my area are around the same price or even a little bit cheaper. But I mean, we're talking about Chicagoland area and Miami. Sunny Isles Beach, a very desirable place on the water. So that's obviously going to be more expensive, but in this case, it's so cheap that you can really just get a really good deal. So definitely right now is actually a very good buying opportunity if you aren't worried about the special assessments. And also a lot of the owners have already paid the special assessments. So now they're listing their condo for sale because they just simply don't want to deal with it anymore. Plus association fees are rising. So that is definitely something that is scaring people away and making them dump all these, condos onto the markets. And yes, the buildings that I am showing you guys right now on the screen, they are pretty old. Like I said, 1970s, 1980s, maybe 1990s. So of course, they are going to have some kind of special assessments. And, in the past, it's been really normal for special assessments in these kind of buildings to either, update the lobby or the pool deck area. But now the ones that the lawmakers are requiring are very expensive, much more expensive than the ones that they previously might have. So most people in these buildings are just now forced to sell, maybe not because they want to sell, but because they literally have to, because they cannot afford to pay the special assessment. And there's also a lot of foreclosures going on at the moment for these condos. Why? Well, because if you don't pay the special assessments, they're going to foreclose on you. You can, of course, separate them to different payments over a course of, some time. However, for a lot of people, even the monthly payments is too much. They simply can't afford it. So they are being forced to list the condo for sale. And a lot of people are listing them for sale, which is why we have so much inventory right now. And low demand is also something very important as well. We have so much inventory, little demand, because let's be honest, who right now wants to go to Miami to buy a condo there? Everything that is going on at the moment, it's getting very expensive to live there, high association fees. And not only that, but it's actually very hard to get approved for some kind of financing. Many buildings are actually not approving FHA loans. And so it's really hard to get a mortgage over there. So that is also why a lot of people are just simply not able to purchase a home there. So maybe they want to purchase a condo there, but they just simply can't because they can't get approved for any kind of financing. And another thing that I would like to talk about, which may also be a very crucial factor to why these prices are falling now, is rentals in these buildings. A lot of the buildings don't actually allow any kind of rentals. So not even short-term rentals on Airbnb, not even 6 to 12 month leases, nothing like that. And that is also a big problem. And that's why some of these prices are now falling really fast. I don't know if they just recently changed this, that a lot of the buildings are not allowing rentals, or if this has been going on for a really long time now. However, I do know that a lot of them do not allow any kind of rentals. The buildings that do allow rentals, most of the time you have to at least own the condo for 1 or 2 years before you can do any kind of rentals. And I personally was actually looking into buying a condo in Miami sometime in the future, but now after reading all of this, seeing the whole situation there, not only with these assessments, which actually aren't just one time. There's actually about every 10 years you have to go through these kind of assessments. From what I read, they actually have to undergo inspections like every 10 years. So yeah, in terms of the rentals, there are really a limited amount of buildings that actually allow any kind of rental, whether it's Airbnb, short-term rentals, or 6 to 12 month leases. Because me personally, like I said, I would like to own a condo in Miami sometime in the future, specifically Sunny Isles Beach, but I'm not going to buy a condo there if I know I can't rent it. I'm specifically going to buy it because I want to rent it. I want to make some more money off of it, because me buying a condo there to have it sit and for me to go there maybe every couple of months is just not going to be worth it. Because at the end of the day, it is very expensive to live in Miami, and the costs of Miami condos are very high as well. And I've also seen articles and reports that insurance costs have nearly tripled, which, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. And also, like I said, high association fees. Those are some of the key factors that are pushing people away from condos in Miami. So it's really interesting to see if the condo market in Miami is going to pick back up after 2025. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this entire situation with the condo market in Miami. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with the condo market in Miami in the future, and as well the entire housing market in Florida. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.